Drugs can be categorized into three main groups: stimulants, depressants, and hallucinogens. Stimulants are drugs that make your body and brain work faster. They increase the activity of the central nervous system in the body, providing enhanced alertness, attention, and energy. The first class of stimulant is amphetamines. Amphetamines are stimulants that are synthesized, which means they are made up in laboratories and not found in nature. These are some examples. There's also methamphetamine, also called crystal meth, which was made popular by this guy. It is used to treat ADHD, but some people use it to feel good. Amphetamines make the body's emergency system work extra hard. For example, some truck drivers take them to stay awake on long trips. These drugs don't give you extra energy, but make you use up the energy that you already have faster. Doctors used to give them to people to help them lose weight, but now they are very careful with these drugs. When the effect of the drug wears off, you feel very tired and might want to take more to feel better again. Over time, you need to take more and more of the drug to feel the same effect. This is called drug tolerance. Using these drugs too much can make you sick, cause high blood pressure or strokes, and can also lead to serious condition called amphetamine psychosis, where people can't tell what is real and might think others are trying to harm them, which can lead to violent behavior. Cocaine. Cocaine is a drug that comes from the leaves of the cocoa plant. It makes people feel very happy, energetic, and powerful, and it can also make pain go away and make you not feel hungry. A long time ago, doctors and dentists used it a lot, and it was even used in some medicines and drinks like the original Coca-Cola, but they stopped using it because they learned how dangerous and addictive it is. Some people have seizures or can even die the first time they use it. Babies born to mothers who use cocaine can also have a lot of problems like learning difficulties and trouble handling stress. Cocaine is very addictive and changes the brain, so people crave it a lot. When the effects wear off, users can feel extremely sad and tired, nervous, unable to enjoy anything, and paranoid, thinking that others are out to get them. Although cocaine is very addictive, there's another drug called nicotine found in cigarettes that is even more addictive. Nearly everyone who uses nicotine becomes addicted to it. Every year, almost 430,000 people in the US die from illnesses caused by smoking. This number is bigger than the deaths from all of these put together. It gives a small rush by raising blood pressure and making the heart beat faster. It also releases sugar into the blood and increases a brain chemical called dopamine, which makes people feel good. Even though it speeds things up in your body, it also makes people relaxed and less stressed. Fewer Americans smoke now as compared to 1960s, but more women and teenagers are smoking. This is worrying because nicotine is very poisonous. In the 1920s and 30s, it was even used to kill insects. People might not think of nicotine as dangerous because it's legal and easy to get, but it's actually more addictive than heroin or alcohol. Many people don't use drugs like amphetamines or cocaine, and some don't smoke or have quit smoking. But almost everyone uses a different stimulant called caffeine, which is in coffee, tea, most sodas, chocolate, and many other medicines. Caffeine is a natural substance that is found in coffee beans, tea leaves, coconuts, and many other plants. It's a mild stimulant, which means that it helps people stay awake and alert. It can also make some pain relievers like aspirin work better, which is why it's often added to those medicines. Some people think drinking coffee can make a drunk person sober, but that's not true. It just makes them a wide awake drunk. Another class of psychotic drugs is depressants, drugs that slow the central nervous system, as compared to stimulants that increase activity in the central nervous system. First, we have major and minor tranquilizers. Major tranquilizers are very strong medicines that make people very sleepy, often called sleeping pills. Taking too much can stop your heart and breathing, overdose of which can lead to death. Rohypnol is a minor tranquilizer that is famously called the date rape drug. Someone might secretly put it in a person's drink, making the person unable to remember what happened and unable to resist or report an assault. Second is alcohol. Alcohol is a substance found in drinks like beer, wine, and liquor, and it's made by fermenting plants. Many people have problems with alcohol, and it can harm their liver, brain, and the heart. Students in college think getting drunk is a normal part of growing up. Binge drinking, which means drinking a lot in a short time, can quickly lead to drunkenness, a sign of alcoholism. Other warning signs include feeling guilty about drinking, drinking in the morning, drinking alone, and lying about drinking. It is often confused with stimulants, but alcohol is a depressant. It slows down the brain and body. At first, it might make you feel happy and relaxed, but it lowers their inhibitions, which are the natural don'ts that help people behave properly. But as people drink more, it slows down their movements, reaction time, and speech. Drinking too much can cause mental health problems like depression and anxiety. Pregnant women should never drink because it can harm their babies, causing a condition called fetal alcohol syndrome, which leads to serious health problems. Even one drink can affect a person, especially if they don't drink often or are a woman, as women's bodies process alcohol differently. So it's important to be careful careful with alcohol and understand its effects. Narcotics. Narcotics are a type of medicine that makes pain go away by working with the body's natural painkillers called endorphins. They also slow down the nervous system. All narcotics come from a plant called the opium poppy. It also has euphoria-inducing properties that have been known for at least 2,000 years. When people take opium, their body stops making its own endorphins. When the drug wears off, they feel a lot of pain because their body isn't making endorphins anymore, leading to very bad withdrawal symptoms. In 1803, a German doctor made a new medicine from opium called morphine, which was considered a very powerful and good painkiller at the time and was hailed God's own medicine. Morphine is made by mixing opium with acid and then neutralizing the acid with ammonia. It was considered an amazing medicine when first created, but people soon realized it was very addictive. Doctors today still use morphine to help with severe pain, but they give it in very controlled amounts and only for a short time. Heroin. Heroin was invented as a new kind of morphine that was supposed to be better and have fewer bad side effects. People thought it would be less harmful, but it turned out to be even more addictive than morphine or opium. Although it's no longer used as medicine, some people still use heroin illegally. To help people stop using drugs like heroin, doctors use other medicines like methadone. Over time, as the person uses less of these medicines, their body's natural painkillers that are endorphins start working normally again. The third and final group of psychotic drugs is hallucinogens. Hallucinogens are drugs that can make the brain interpret things in strange ways. They cause sensory distortions, where things like colors might sound like music or sounds might smell like flowers. Sometimes people see or hear things that aren't really there, which are called hallucinations. There are two types of hallucinogens. One's made in a lab, also called synthesized hallucinogens, and one's found in nature. LSD, or lysergic acid diethylamide, is a powerful hallucinogen made from a type of fungus that grows on grains like rye. It was first made in 1938, and even a tiny bit can make someone feel very high. People who use LSD might do it to feel more connected to the world or to have intense experiences with colors and sounds. But not every experience is good. Some can be scary or unpleasant, which is called having a bad trip. One big danger of LSD is that it can make people lose touch with reality, so they might not notice real dangers around them or make bad choices like trying to drive a car while they're high. Overall, hallucinogens like LSD can make people see and feel things in ways that aren't real. Phencyclidine, PCP, was originally used as a tranquilizer for animals. Depending on how much a person takes, PCP can act like a hallucinogen, making people see things that aren't there, a stimulant, making them feel more active, a depressant, making them feel tired, or a painkiller, blocking pain sensations. People who use PCP might have hallucinations, feel disconnected from reality, and sometimes become violent or hurt themselves without realizing it. MDMA. MDMA, also known as ecstasy, is a drug that can make people feel very happy and full of energy. It's a type of amphetamine which means it speeds up the body and mind. It can make you hallucinate. It makes the brain release a lot of a chemical called serotonin, which affects moods and feelings. This can make people feel really warm and loving towards others, but it can also cause problems. Using MDMA can also hurt the brain by damaging the parts that control mood, like the serotonin receptors. Some people who use MDMA a lot can feel sad or depressed afterwards because of this damage. Marijuana. One of the most popular and commonly abused of the hallucinogenic drugs, marijuana, also called pot or weed, comes from leaves and flowers of hemp plant called cannabis sativa. The active ingredient in marijuana is tetrahydrocannabinol, or THC, and it is best known for its ability to produce a feeling of well-being, mild intoxication, and mild sensory distortions or hallucinations. The effects of marijuana are mild as compared to other hallucinogens, and an inexperienced user smoking it for the first time might feel nothing at all. Most people do report a mild sense of euphoria and relaxation, along with an altered state of time and mild visual distortions. Higher doses can lead to delusions, and most studies have shown that it does not produce psychological dependencies or physical withdrawal symptoms. People who use a lot of marijuana can be very dependent on it, which means they feel like they need it all the time. It doesn't usually cause physical problems like shaking or sickness when they stop, but it can make people feel sad or anxious. Even though no one has died from a marijuana overdose, it can cause serious diseases. Probable adverse effects from chronic non-medical marijuana use also include increased risk of motor vehicle crashes, chronic bronchitis or other lung problems, and cardiovascular disease. In adolescents who are regular users, psychosocial development, educational attainment, and mental health can be negatively impacted.